Previously on Unexpected Encounters. Cotton Nim is in the presence of the so-called jester, the kid charmer. After his first day on the job, meeting his fellow co-workers and his boss. And so we begin. It standed before me with black eyes and chuckled.
Hello there, Mr. Nim. You must be the new guy who your boss asked me to try and get information on me.
I was speechless and stared at what looked like a slender being with long arms and a tail with a spade-like shape at the end. When I tried to speak, something grabbed me by the ankle and lifted me up in front of the jester.
Calm down. I just want to make a deal. If you see any missing children, or maybe even an adult that disappeared, you don't go investigate. And in return, I don't mess up your job. Deal?
I looked at him blankly and said, "What? No deal. What could you do that would allow me to take up a deal like that?" He groaned and dropped me down, playing a note on his pan flute, which was apparently what he would use to suspend me in midair, and said,
"You're about to find out."
The next day, the entire office had been trashed, and everyone was looking at me with pure, angry stares.
"You didn't take the deal?"
yelled Dr. Tail.
"You doomed us all!"
"What the heck happened in here?" said Mr. Kyle as he burst in. "Mr. Nim, what did you do?" I could barely muster a word.
"He declined the kid charmer's deal, sir,"
Dr. Tail said, screaming in fear. "You did
what? Mr. Nim, you are now on suspension for denying orders."
I stand back. No one has ever yelled at me with such ferocity before. They normally just yell and walk away, and let it go in a day or two. But now I've messed up heavily. I had to make this right. "No, sir, please. Allow me to fix this." He side-eyed me and spoke. "Fine, but you're still on suspension for what you've done, clear?" "Crystal." I spoke with a tone that would have said, "I won't fail you," but I had doubts of my own that the charmer wouldn't take things so lightly as he did before. I marched down into the basement, and I immediately found the kid charmer sitting at Dr. Tail's desk with a large, pig-like grin on his face.
"Ah, I see you're back, Cotty. Now how's about—"
"Skip the formalities," I interrupted. "I've decided to agree to your deal, but in return, you must be an informant to any cases I have in the near future. And I'd like to do an interview with you." I spoke, being very precise.
I'll have to think on that, about the informant thing. But other than that, you've got a deal."
We shook hands as he dashed off in a hurry. Upstairs, I could hear noises of what sounded like chainsaws and hammers, and with a sigh of relief coming from everyone upstairs, Dr. Tail came down and spoke with a tone of relief.
"Finally."
He jumped in his chair and slumbered off. I guess the work attitude was just an act, I thought to myself. The kid charmer walked in front of me and plopped a table and 2 chairs down in front of me, of course.
"Shall we begin, Mr. Nim?"
he said with a very astute-like voice, and I sat down and said, "Yes, first I would like to start with your name." As we talked, I had this feeling that my adventure with this company was going to be an adventure with multiple unexpected